What is going on YouTube? So back again with another review, and I just hit 13k subscribers too, so I tell you guys I was gonna upload a special review, and it's this thing, of course. It's the Worker Swift, which is a incredibly powerful spring powered 10 round half lane magazine, or you can put different half lane mags in here, and it's sold by Worker. And I got the original color. I mean, this is the only color for the Swift anyway, so yeah, overall box is pretty heavy. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this guy out of his package and let's see what's included. Alright, so what's included inside is a blaster disassemble, extra barrel, extra spring, sticker, darts, scar barrel, magazine, and instructions. Alright, so after getting the blaster out of the package and taking literally almost an hour to install this thing, well, it didn't take that long to install, but putting all these stickers in, it took pretty long. And I put this little thing that it came with, the little foregrip or non-slip grip thing. I like that because whenever my hands are a little bit sweaty, it won't slip off. I know it won't really slip off without it, but I just added just in case. And just to note, what comes inside the blaster is the weak spring and the short barrel. So I have included the powerful spring and the longer barrel, because I don't recommend you use the powerful spring with the shorter barrel, because some FPSs are not accurate, and you know, your shots will just kind of just fart out. So with the high power spring with the longer barrel, and with the low power spring with the shorter barrel. And obviously you can put this scar barrel on too, but I'm not going to put that on. And it comes with some extra O-rings and all that stuff. So first of all, let's take a look at the blaster. I love the colors, especially with the stickers on. Looks pretty dang cool. So yeah, overall it's a very cool looking blaster, and a very unique looking blaster too. The grip though, I'm not really so sure. It's a little bit uncomfortable because of this thing under here, right underneath the trigger guard. So it's a little bit uncomfortable. Put the safety on, but overall the grip is not really that comfortable. Considering the price of this blaster, I expect better, but it's more comfortable to me than other nerfers. But if you have much bigger hands, you're gonna have a hard time holding this grip. So comfortness on that grip isn't really the greatest. And here is the stock back here. So you can press this little button here and actually detach your stock and adjust it to the length. I cannot do this one hand. There you go. But that is the full extended form. So it's already pretty long by itself. I'm not sure that I'm gonna use it in its fully extended form, because in the original form it was already long enough for me anyway. So because this is a pretty long blaster, and it's quite heavy as well, because most of the parts are aluminum and stuff. I don't know if some are metal or not, but yeah. But changing out the barrel and changing out the spring is very easy using the included tool down here. As you can see, you only need this simple tool to take off the blaster, which is pretty cool. So underneath is a screw right here. Underneath that hole, you unscrew that and you can change out your barrels. And if you want to change out your spring, back here, you pop this little cap off, and you can take out your spring and exchange it for a low power spring or any type of spring or barrel that you guys would choose. And after you're done, the unit or the screwdriver goes on there pretty simply, which I really like about that. So yeah, I just put the stickers on for the blaster to look cool, but obviously the blaster functions without the sticker just fine. So yeah, overall I really like this orange, white, and black colorway. And it comes with a 10 round magazine, but you have to prime the blaster back to take out the half lane magazine, because it's not a skinny pusher. So I have the high power spring in there, and surprisingly it is really light to prime back. But once you prime back, you can take out your magazine, and the magazine that comes with it is a Worker Talon style half lane magazine. It holds 10 rounds, and Inserting the magazine and taking it out is pretty easily. Since it has a little bit of a flare mag well, you don't really have to look to reload that magazine or put in a fresh one. But you use this flappy paddle thing out here and you can take out the magazine. But yeah, and you can deprime this blaster. So how to deprime it is you pull the trigger and then release the priming handle forward slowly. So you don't have to dry fire that super powerful spring. So yeah, because I don't recommend you dry fire any power or any pro level Nerf blasters or Dart Zone blasters. And there's obviously a super long tack rail up here, so you can put on an airsoft attachment, or you can actually put a real gun or a real rifle attachment on here, or a scope, because this blaster shoots accurate enough to use an actual real gun scope. So that's pretty cool. And there is the front sight and the rear sight. The rear sight is actually too low, so you're gonna have to hold it out kind of like a pistol. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna put a scope on here. But yeah, overall, this blaster, it's pretty comfortable. It comes with some worker Gen 3 darts. Only comes with enough to load the blaster once. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But anyways, it's mostly compatible with other half-length darts. Well, some of them, but yeah, the trigger safety is this little blocky thing right here. So on the outwards, you can pull the trigger, and when you push it on the right hand side, you cannot pull the trigger. And note one thing, trigger pull is a little heavy. So it's not the smoothest, but I mean, shooting at this power, yeah, having a hard trigger pull, it's kind of good, because if it's too sensitive, it might go off on accident and probably hit somebody, because at 200 feet per second, probably over, you don't want to hit somebody in the eye or hit something, because it could possibly make them go blind and probably end up in the hospital. So this is why this thing, if you're a pro level, put a high spring in there. If you're just plinking around the house, use a low power spring. But I have the high power spring in there because, yeah, this thing hits pretty crazy with that high power spring. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to a firing test and see how the Worker Swift performs. Alright, so as you guys can see, that was the firing test of the Worker Swift, and this thing hits crazy hard, especially when that high power spring and that long barrel is in. But here's an important thing to remember. If you're going to use the high power spring with the short barrel, yeah, some accuracy, or not accuracy actually, some distance are just going to drop, because a high power spring with a short barrel doesn't really do very well, especially with this extended barrel in the front too. So I really don't recommend you use the short barrel with the high power spring. So if you're going to use the high power spring, use the long barrel. If you're going to use the weak spring, use a shorter barrel. And I don't know why I would use a scar barrel, because the blaster is already accurate enough without it anyways, but it is an option. You know, you can just kind of just put it in there. But anyways, I don't think that's really necessary, but at least they come with one, so I can possibly put it in my Nexus Pro X or any other Dart Zone blaster. And here's an important to remember, is don't go around doing this. So after you prime the blaster, you can prime it back again. So as you can see, because the thing you don't want to do is after you push the priming handle forward is to pull that trigger. Because since it's such a high power spring and it's such high power blaster, dry firing it can damage the blaster severely. So what you want to do, keep the blaster in the prime back position and pull the trigger and hold the priming handle while you're doing it and release it forward slowly. just like that. So that way it's called depriming. So I really appreciate that Worker gave us that option, because I don't want to dry fire this thing every time I don't want to use the blaster. So yeah, I really like that option. But I wish they wouldn't gave us a skinny pusher, so we don't have to use or we don't have to prime the blaster back to put the magazine in. So I kind of wish Worker did that, but unfortunately they didn't. But we can take it out, deprime it very easily, so that's not a big of a deal. But yeah, if to note though, if you're gonna buy this blaster, it's gonna take a while to put these stickers on. Assembling doesn't really take that long, but stickering this guy together takes a little while. So yeah, you're gonna need some pretty good value of your time to put this thing together or fully assemble. So yeah, overall it looks pretty cool, performs great, possibly even hitting stronger than the Nexus Pro X. Probably not though, probably around the same though. But for a 200 FPS blaster, priming this thing back is an ease. For the Nexus Pro X, if I want to put a 250 FPS spring in there, it would be hard as heck to prime back, and I possibly couldn't even prime it back because the spring is so powerful. So yeah, overall this thing very smooth, very easy to operate. So yeah, I will throw down the link in the description down below if you guys want to purchase a Worker Swift for yourself. So yeah, without further ado, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for 13,000 subscribers. Cannot believe I hit that today. So yeah, really appreciate you guys for tuning in. So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do other YouTube stuff, and stay tuned for my future videos, or Nerf videos, RC videos, any type of video. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.